Should I get the magic sponge? That's a keeper. Try that again. Oh man. Nutty. And that's a wrap.
Davey. I am your father.
No!
Right, ladies and gentlemen. I've got an earbud in my hair. There we go, I can hear everything now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drips and Tips, where it's complete load of chaos and we don't know what the hell we're doing, clearly. Terrible show. What? Right, hi, hello. Welcome to Drips and Tips, our little weekly slot of stupid, frankly. I've messed my hair up now and everything, look at that, it's terrible. So,
You've
what are we
messed
going
your
to
hair
do? I've messed my hair up. I'm in
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, you know, I've got a little screen down here that I can look at. I'm preening myself. Preening. What's the beard at man wearing that thing? It's terrible. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Drips and Tips, our second show. And this week we're going to do a few little odds and sods. We're going to sort of continue on from the sub-ohming thing of last week, where I was playing around with my dripper after last week's show, and I was producing some pretty good clouds on 1.2 ohm coil. So I'm going to attempt to recreate that experiment right now. Well, not right now, in a minute or two. And then we're going to go look through some other stuff that we found on the other side of the pond, which interested us quite a fair bit. And I don't know, are we doing a video this week? I can't even remember what we're doing now. I don't think we are we?
Oh, I don't think we know, no.
No video, I'm reliably informed.
Oh, I can see you fine, unfortunately.
No VT, David. No videotape.
Oh.
Can't get the bloody staff these days, can you?
No, can't, can you? I think we better do the titles. No, we've done
The
that.
titles,
Yeah.
we've done those.
We've done
That's
that.
the bit at the beginning of the show. You
All right,
know
I'm
the
being a
bit
numpty, right? That's why you call me a numpty in the titles, because I'm being a numpty. All right?
Exactly.
There you go.
Right,
Andrew.
without further ado then, did you just call me?
Andrew?
Did you just call me Andrew?
I did just call.
Ooh.
Hey,
Ooh, you-
look, right? You told me not to call you Andrew, so therefore I have to call you Andrew.
Oh,
Because
you
told me not to.
I'm going to kick you.
Well, all right, and you come round here. If you try and kick me in the plums, then I'll just run away.
Yes, but in a few weeks' time you'll be in here, won't you? So it's not
Yes.
very tough to run away.
Oh,
Right,
okay,
ladies
I'll
and
wear a
gentlemen.
box. Anyway.
Wear a box. I'll bring a Duncan Fernley. For those of you who don't know what a Duncan Fernley is, it's a cricket bat. Right, so let's get on with the build. Here's some wire. This is 0.4, I believe. Now, obviously, if you want to try and attempt this with another type of gauge or anything, see there's a 0.4 there, you will have to, of course, look up through some sort of like Vapor's Toolkit, which are commonly available on most app stores on your smartphones, or in my case, a not so smartphone, as it decided to crap out today. But anyway, we're going to do a quick build. Now, using this 0.4, I've discovered that 10 wraps gives me roughly about 1.2. 1.1, 1.2. If I've knocked it a bit, it'll give about 1.3. So just 3 wraps, 2, 3, 4. Keeping it all nice and tight. 5, 6. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can count. 7, 8, 9, 10, and those last ones are really horrible and loose. This may not work as planned, but hey, what the hell? If I blow myself up, you can say it's caught on vaportrails.tv for all posterity. And this is a really
don't do that, man. Please don't do that.
Well, I'm using a regulated device to test it all on anyway, so
yeah,
we should.
That's the important thing.
We should be fine. Now, I will stress that using a regulated device like a HANA or the EVIC Supreme is probably a good idea here, because at least that way you can sort of, if you haven't got like a multimeter or anything like that, you do have the ability to read what ohms are going through your dripper. So we're going to use the trusty HANA, and it's a bit messy at the moment, but you should be able to see some semblance of coil there. Little messy, but still formed nice and in the circle-like shape. Now, this is what I've been using all week, my tugboat on my King. Nice and cloudy, right? Well, we're going to use this. I've lost my screwdriver. Where it is, right in front of me. Use this as the sort of basis of the build. And we're going to do the one coil, just to show that you can get great clouds with a plus ohm. Because if you put another 10 wrap coil on this tugboat, it will roughly come down to about 0.6. But the HANA can still read it and provide the voltage that it requires and the wattage, you know, without struggling. So let's get the old pliers in the old. Well, take the old ones out so we've got a nice fresh start. Oh, and there goes a screw. Excuse me, David, speak, I've lost the screw.
You carry on, we'll just look at your head.
There we go, found the screw. Very short screws on the tugboat, actually, I must admit, guys, so if you're thinking about getting one, bear that in mind. Great little lady, though. Right. Pookie. There you go. Empty dual core dripping atomizer. Now what have I done with that coil? There we go. And one thing that you always should do is you'll see there's a few bent little bits there on the legs, and one's longer than the other, obviously. Just trim them down so they're nice and straight. And there we go. Should be able to see that's, I don't even know if you can see that actually, but nice and straight. Now you'll always have one coil, one leg of the coil down and one leg of the coil up. I always like the upwards coil in the centre post. I don't know why, it just seems to work better that way for me. Other atomizers may vary. Well, of course they'll vary. No two atomizers are roughly the same, are they? Now, what are you going through? Come on. Go through! You poopy head. Normally I swear quite a lot at this bit, but of course we're live, so I'm not going to swear.
Well, I noticed that when you came over and you recalled one of my devices, mate.
Yeah. David will attest to how foul-mouthed I can be when recoiling a device. I will admit, it's quite a struggle right now not to call it all sorts. And I'm not talking the licorice variety either. He says dropping his screwdriver. Oh, this is going so terribly terrible. Right, one thing of course that I do like to make sure is that the outside, the negative side of your coil is not touching the outside of the atomizer, because that causes really, really bad problems. Like,
Yeah.
it's short.
And that's the last thing you need.
Oh God, no. Right, let's have a look, see what's going on there. It's a fairly tidy install. Right, there we go. Hopefully I'll be able to see that. I really need to get a close Epi camera. I have to talk to that.
Yeah, that's
person.
looking alright, mate. That's looking alright.
Right, now to me that's shoddy. That is absolutely shoddy. And apparently we've got Facebook messages coming through. Sorry about that, guys. That's probably me. I forgot to close it. Just give it a quick blatter with some electricity, heat it up, and squish it down. And remember, tidiness is the key. Tidiness is the key. Come on, glow red, you bugger. There we go. Oh, now we've got a single coil in the middle, not lighting up. You see immediately that's looking a lot neater now.
Yeah.
Because I'm using these. I heat it up so it's red hot. Hopefully you might be able to see that. And she should be coming up now.
There it is, yeah.
There she goes, all nice and red hot. While she's red, squish her down just a tiny little bit. Not too much pressure, otherwise you'll start rolling coils over well, themselves. You don't want that either. Give another quick straighten up. I did have a pair of pliers for this, pair of tweezers, but alas, they kind of went walkabout in my shop the other day, and I can't find them now, so I'm kind of annoyed about that. Right, we'll take it off the King now, pop that to one side, and we'll stick her on the Anna. You'll see exactly, you watch this would be a terrible fail now. You'll see exactly what ohmage we're at. Right. But it's not saying check atomizer. Look at that. I don't even know if you'll be able to see this properly. That is bang on 1.2 ohms. You see that at all, folks?
Spot on, mate. Well done.
1.2 ohms. That's I've got her set at 20 watts now. And yep, she's ramping up nicely. You see that lovely little glow?
And the important thing as well is to show it's working properly. It's going from inside to out, isn't it? It starts glowing in the middle and then kind of spreads out.
Outwise. That to me has always been a very important point, and it's how I was taught how to do it anyway. Because basically, it's an even flow of electricity. And I've just mentioned, there we go. Let's trim these legs down on the outside. So we've got nice neat install and no worries of a short. And we put the top cap on. There we go. There we go. So we go, looking nice and neat. And let's give it some beans. Look at that. Now you'll notice I'm doing a single coil. And there's a reason behind that. If you put a second coil in, it effectively halves, as I found, the resistance. So if I put another one of those coils in, it'll go down to a 0.6. Now Hannah can handle that quite easily, but it's still sub-ohm, and the point of this is it's plus ohm.
Yeah.
Now, where's my cotton wool? Cotton wool, there we go. Nice big sheet of cotton wool. I'm not going to need a massive amount of this, so because that would be a bit overkill. Don't you think, Mr. Malik?
Yeah, just a touch.
Right, so we'll just take a tiny little bit of that, and we'll trim it down to size. There.
And that's another key thing, is a lot of people tend to use a lot of wicking material. You don't need to use a hell of a lot.
You don't need to use masses. No, you don't. You really don't need to use masses. I have found less is more. Now, even that tiny little chunk that I pulled off, probably throwing the rest of it away.
Sorry, man. You could rephrase that.
What?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay, I'll just carry on. I missed that one, obviously. There you go. You see, I'm really not using a lot. So, and I'll probably trim a little bit more off of that, actually, thinking about it. Because I'm only using a 3mm former on this particular coil. So, there you go. If I get out my little Swiss Army knife comparison, that thing's tiny. It's not even the size of my fingers, and as you can see, God, my fingernails are disgusting. Really not a lot. So, getting the twisting going on. Nice little bit there. We should push her through the coil. And we've lost the pliers. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Ah, no, they're over here. Really, really unprepared. Sorry, guys. Actually, I've done it on purpose for the comedy value. I like confusing Davey. It's quite fun.
Yeah, brilliant.
No, it's quite fun. Your wife loved it.
Steady on.
Me making fun of you, you filthy-minded toe rag. There you go. Looks a bit like a moustache. Right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I love this bit. I get excited about this bit because you watch this will be the world's most awful vape now. Right, we're trimmed down. Really don't need. I've cut off yet even more. You know what I'm saying? And then I tuck that little excess on the outside underneath the coil itself. And I shall show you that once I've done it. And there you go. Finished result. 20 minutes work. Well, not even that. 17 minutes work. And let's get some juicy. This is a nice watermelon flavour that I've been given by a friend of mine. He mixed it up himself. It's a very high VG ratio, I will say that. Of course, that does sort of count a bit towards a large cloud. Right, let's get this. Remember, it's like drifting in a car. Wetter is better. Okay, so absolutely soak that. We'll leave that a second just to soak up.
Well, why don't we? If we take the ads while that's soaking in there.
You can take the ads if you want to give it plenty of time to soak in because it is a very thick juice.
Yeah. And then
So,
we can, when we come back, we'll see what it looks like.
Excellent. I think that's a great idea.
Brilliant. See you in a bit.
Go.
iVapor and iVapor Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's ivapor.co.uk and ivapor-elixir.co.uk. iVapor and ivapor-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of VaporTrails.tv.
And I believe we're back. Are we back? Are we back? I'm not seeing myself. What's
I believe
going
we're
on?
back. Yes, we're back.
Oh, we're back. Ooh, right. Well, I've got a very wet wig. Mm-hmm. Giggity giggity. Right, so reading still 1.2 ohms.
Yep.
We'll just get a bit of power running through that. You can see that nice little wispy clouds forming. It's a little over wet. but I'd rather it be over wet than not. So, right. Dop Cat of Doom. Just line up that air hole. This is a very whistly one, so I do apologise. But here we go.
And there you go, that's cloud.
Just goes to show you don't have to sub-own to get a cloud. You really don't at all. If you've got a decent device, decent batteries, it's a EFES Purple 30 amp one in that, tested regularly, cycled well on my good charger. I have a good quality charger. Not top of the range, it's all within sort of regular people's wallets, possibly with exception to the mod. And you really don't need to have like these mental triple dabby what's it fandango builds at all. You just
And
need
that's
a good
it.
coil.
That's the point, isn't it? I mean, following on from last week's discussion about the sub-owning, we had to look at it with just making a normal coil, if you will. We've got a question of what type of cotton is best in their opinion, or in our opinion. That's come from Daz. Personally, I used to use the stuff from Hobbycraft. But since Andy came over to my house the other week and he re-wicked one of my devices and used cotton wool, it made a massive difference. And as long as it's kept wet and it's constant, you know, the flavour you get from it and the vapour you get from it is incredible. So my personal opinion would be cotton wool. Andy?
I'm exactly the same. I'm an absolute dyed-in-the-wool convicted. I'm a fan of cotton wool. I've tried many different types. I've tried the Muji stuff, I've tried the Rayon, and I still keep going back to my cheap and cheerful, unbleached, this is an important thing here, unbleached cotton wool, organic cotton wool. It's cheap enough. I'll pick it up for, I think, like £1.27 a bag. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention who I buy it from, but it's a well-known.
Yeah, I think you can get it from many places, can't you?
You can get it from everywhere. I get mine from a well-known high street shop.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's unbleached. It's good stuff. Although the stuff I actually used here is from a dedicated vaping supplies place, but it's pretty much the same stuff. Cotton wool. It's all you need, really.
Yeah.
You don't have to have all this specialist stuff. Like I said, I've tried the Muji, I've tried the Rayon, I've tried everything, and I keep coming back to the same stuff.
Yeah. I
Cotton
mean,
wool, decent count.
Diana Laws is saying how she knows someone who can get clouds on an Ego. Yes, you can.
It's entirely possible.
I've done that myself. How VG heavy is that juice? That's from Ridian.
Very. It says on the bottle 90% VG, but I would err on the side it's an 80-20.
80-20, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I would use. When I'm mixing my own juice, I'll put 20% flavour in, which is obviously the PG side of things, and the flavour. And then I'll just top it up with VG. And then you get good clouds from it.
You do. I mean, I think our friend on the show with no name said it best. You only really need three things to get a good cloud: power, airflow, VG.
Yeah.
You don't even need to sub-own. But anyway, let's stick a nail in that coffin and put that one to bed. There you go, guys. Plus home, cloud chasing. All yours.
Great stuff, Andy. Nice one, mate. Not often I say that to you.
I know. I feel I may have to lie down. Anyway, on to some news, I suppose. David, you introduced me to all this stuff. Do you want to take this one away?
Yeah, the first one I want to talk about is a story from across the pond. There's been some funny stuff going on there. Very funny stuff. The first one is from Utah. And there's the Utah one. It's in a place called Murray in Utah. And there's a shop there that had its license. They couldn't renew their license to trade because they were within a certain distance of a tobacconist. And this tobacconist complained. I think it had to be 600 metres between them. And so the guys who owned the shop, they measured out the distance, and it came to 740 metres. But the council turned around and said, no, it's actually in a straight line. It's less than 600 metres, so you can't have that premises. You can't trade there anymore. But we have two other premises you can have. We've got this one here or this one here. So the guys said, we'll have that one there. And the council said, actually, no, you can't have that one. So they said, we'll have that one there. And the council said, no, you can't have that one. So obviously they're taking this to court and they're going to look into the whole legal side of things. But another interesting part of it is that right across the street from this vape shop is a shop that sells bongs and crack pipes. What kind of message is this sending out? Andy, can you make any sense of this?
Considering I have literally nothing less than abject chaos running through between my ears at any given time during the day, for example, today I got really, really excited over a picture hanging kit. No.
It's
it defies any form of human logic, but then we are talking from council's point of view. Now, they seem to defy all forms of logic, let alone human.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this perhaps in a bit more depth. Perhaps the council are thinking along the lines that it's a specialist smoking supplies shop and they don't really understand the nature of the product that these guys are trying to sell. In which case, you'd have thought the council would have done some prior research.
Well, yeah,
And,
of course, you'd have thought so.
Well, you'd have thought, yeah. But clearly they haven't. The flip side is they just think, well, the FDA are all over this, it's all going to be banned within such and such amount of time, so we'll just stick them in front of them there and we can say they were all druggies. And makes it easier for them to shut them down.
Yeah, but you've also got the fact that the original complaint came from a tobacconist, and they're okay to carry on, whereas a vape shop, which, as we all know, and the council obviously don't, is a lot safer than tobacco. So, I mean, beggars belief.
It does beg a belief, but perhaps the council are erring along the sides, as I said, of just looking at an easier option of shutting down. Tobacco, whatever way you cut it, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, still provides a lot of revenue for government, tax, whatever. And vaping doesn't. So perhaps they're getting a little slice of that pie. And they're like, oh, we're not going to stand on their toes because they're paying my wages. They're paying my wages.
I think that's what it boils down to, as we keep on saying, follow the money. I mean, you know,
the greenbacks.
It's beyond belief. Entropy has said bongs and crack pipes aren't tobacco products. That was such a bad move for them accepting that. Absolutely right. I can't read that name. Logic doesn't matter, money does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
very true.
Exactly. Follow the money. Follow the money. It
is a shocking decision, though. I find it absolutely disgusting. Because it's just something our councils don't do.
Yeah.
I think all they really care about is, can you pay your rates?
Yeah, exactly. But it's also it's showing a trend in America, and I don't want to pick on the USA because they're not the biggest culprits of trying to stamp out vaping. But it's looking more and more. Obviously, they're the big superpower now, except for China. And it's looking more and more like people will look to the States and see what they're doing. And then
it's funny you say that. The UK is one of the biggest sort of culprits of doing that. You know, what's the US doing? I mean, let's go and bomb Syria. England, let's never talk about this, blah, 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 blah. Let's go and bomb Syria. You know, it's not as simple as that, obviously, but it seems to be the way. But interestingly, we still, as businessmen in this country and women, can open up a vape shop provided we've got the capital to put down to open a said store. I did have a think, actually, just a thought even, and it escapes me now, I hate it when this happens, about US business. Isn't there a state now where it's completely and utterly outlawed, yet Didn't you mention it to me a little while ago that some state actually tried to ban vegetables or something?
Yeah, I'm sure there was. Yeah, there was talk about them banning vegetables. I can't remember which state it was now. It's probably going to be California or something. Apologies to any people watching.
No, I'm not trying to talk ill of our American cousins. Of course not. I have a lot of American friends and I love them dearly. But what the hell are you letting your governments get away with, people? Come on. Rise up. Be counted. Say, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and also, didn't you mention earlier that there was a report that there are more vapors now in the US than there are smokers?
I think we'll leave that one because that's an old report now.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a very old report. It was from January, but it was mentioned on Shenanigans on Saturday. So we'll bring that up at the end, I think, because it's an interesting article in itself, because it goes on about other things as well. So yeah, it's just one of those decisions that beggars belief, and I'm wondering what the likes of Phil Basardo and Dimitri and all that lot are getting on with this. In fact, I'm going to have to talk to Vaguely Stupid because I know she's in regular contact with Dimitri.
Yeah.
And see what's going on there, and perhaps put a little blog or something up on the Vapor Trails Facebook page. And,
Lala's just said that Texas did ban vegetables by accident.
By accident.
Yeah. How can you ban a vegetable by accident?
Yeah. You can have a steak, but if you have some potatoes, oh damn, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Can you imagine somebody trying to enforce that? I'm sorry, sir, you're selling vegetables. You must go to jail.
It just wouldn't happen, would it?
What? Oh,
let's have a look at it.
Jesus.
Triple X Vapors, Triple X. It's normal that it's all about the money. Just look how much money does country or state have from tobacco production.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, and the spelling is fantastic on that.
The message is what counts.
Yeah, it is all about tobacco, which brings us on nicely to the next story from the States.
This will give you away.
This is from the New York Times, and it's about tobacco companies are putting massive warnings on e-cigarettes, warning about addiction to nicotine and how extremely poisonous it is. And they go way beyond any other warnings they would put on cigarettes or other tobacco products.
Well, my favourite lines from this, if I may interrupt there, sorry.
Yeah, Karen.
I'm dominating the conversation here, but 1 pack of nicotine cartridges for Mark 10 e-cigarettes, for instance, brand Altria is introducing nationwide. Altria, by the way, produced Marlboro, according to this. Runs more than 100 words. 100 words?
Yeah.
You know, saying people with heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes should not use this product. What the hell's it got to do with diabetes?
No, who knows?
If anybody knows that, please tell us.
See, I'm going to read... the cynic in me is getting me on this one, because I'm reading between the lines here, and it's big tobacco. Yes, they're probably trying to preempt having to put warnings on e-cigs, but self-regulating, we did that anyway. But I think basically what they're doing is saying that if you're a smoker and you want to try an e-cig, we're going to warn you that it's bad for you, so carry on buying your cigarettes and we can carry on getting the money from it. That's just the cynic in me. But again, follow the money.
Well, you know, if these companies were smart, which, you know, with all their market branding and everything like this, they would probably do something along the lines of, this is like flogging a dead horse.
Yeah.
Just saying there right now. Again, I don't want to run the risk of offending anybody, but if these marketing people were smart, they'd be like, well, why don't we just put all the money into this, because we can still produce our product, a nicotine stimulant, and not kill our people, our consumers, have a much longer return on any form of profit, because these people are living longer and buying more and more of our products as they get older. Just a thought there.
Yeah, but that's it, isn't it? It's marketing people.
Yeah, it's just like fat profits, immediate return. We want to be rich now, so I can buy a house in the Riviera.
Yeah. Comment come in from Dave the Aeon. Sorry, I can't read that properly. if they're so up on the health aspect, why don't they ban Champix? Yes, right.
Yeah, no, I've got a very interesting story about Champix.
I will tell you first,
Go.
please. Right. I tried Champix, and yes, it worked. And I found myself coming off cigarettes. But I nearly killed myself, and I nearly killed my family. So, yes, why not ban Champix? It's bad for you. My doctor, my GP, turned around to me and said, don't take another tablet, go and buy a pack of fags.
Interestingly, I have a similar story. One of Mini Fury's godparents, from when we have a christened and all this business, is a primary school teacher, or was a primary school teacher. My dear friend Newell. Me and him have some very interesting debates, because we're very politically different, you see. Much like you and me, actually, Dave.
Yeah.
He was on Champix. Now, I will say this, he did successfully quit without the aid of e-cigarettes. When I went to his wedding, I asked him if he was still smoking and if he still wanted to give up, and why not try an e-cigarette? But he then told me this particular story. And thank God this didn't happen in a school. Bearing in mind he's a primary school teacher. Something really banal happened, benign even, within his home with his soon-to-be wife. And it really got up his nose. Like, I knew this guy's the most placid bloke you'll ever meet in your life. The only thing he gets passionate about is his politics. And even then he will have an astute, sort of civil argument with you. He went and put his fist through a cathode ray, sort of big tube-style TV. Literally just went Hulk smash. Gashed up all the back of his hand, nearly severed the artery. Picked up said TV, threw it across the room. The police had to be called and he had to be subdued. This is a primary school teacher being given a prescription drug to help him get off the fags. I will say he did successfully quit smoking. And there were other sort of exacerbating circumstances around it as well. However, if that was the trigger, that final nail in the coffin for him to do that, it was only a matter of time, literally, for that part of the day. It could have happened with a little kid annoying him at school. Well, let's face it, kids are little gits to their teachers these days. I mean, hell, even we were, I expect. I know I was a hellion. And can you imagine if that happened in the primary school? You know, him going absolutely ape over a little, say, 7-year-old kid because of Champix. And he absolutely wholeheartedly believes it was the Champix. Yeah, that's it. It affects the brain, and anything that affects the brain like that, I think, is just dangerous. Anyway, we can carry this on in a minute. Let's take the second ads, and we shall be back in a few. See you in a minute.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Healthy Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
Vapers, do you love discovering new e-liquids? Tell Dripper the types of flavours you like and they'll send you 5 gourmet juices each month. Experience new and exclusive flavours, all with a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe. Dripper.co.uk.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. A couple of really, really interesting comments there from the guys in the chat. Leanna Lawless, friend tried to switch, only used tiny Cigalux, so I brought her a Vibe. Our good old friend. She read the leaflet and went back to smoking. She was terrified. And Spiritus Vapes, Champix was a particularly heavyweight antipsychotic. Now, I knew that, but I didn't know this bit, which that had the side effect of schizophrenics taking it tended to stop smoking. Let's give this to someone.
Schizophrenic then? Are you? Yes.
Dave, leave Alex alone. Okay, he's not part of this show. Okay.
No, no. I was talking to Jeff.
Oh, all right, Jeff. I like Jeff.
Bye.
Jeff is nice. Well, but moving on. Yeah, this isn't particularly scary stuff, really, isn't it? You know, use an e-cig and die of bum leakage or something. I really swore that.
No, you did. I saw your face, mate.
One of these days, it'll just come up on my screen. 404 Fury not found. We should do that just for a giggle one week, actually.
That could be quite funny. Yeah.
All this leads rather neatly into a article that was brought up on Saturday Shenanigans. It's an old article. It came from January, I believe, but it's an American one from Liberty Voice, which I believe is a Chicago-based thing. I think. Oh no, Nevada and Las Vegas. Lung cancer decreases as vaping increases. Let's just have a look at that, shall we? Lung cancer decreases as vaping increases.
Well, I think that says it all, doesn't it?
Have I given you the link to this yet, Davey? I haven't, have I?
I haven't seen it, no.
Right, I shall pop it in our personal chat, and you can bring it up and have a quick look through it as I read through it. And there we go, it's in the chat for you, matey. Here we go. Alright, now my computer's just being really, really slow. There we go. Lung cancer cases have been decreasing whilst vaping, which is inhaling nicotine vapor from an e-cigarette or vape pen, I hate that term, has increased. 50 years ago this month, the Surgeon General announced that evidence existed that smoking was linked to lung cancer. The evil cancer villain has been lurking in the shadows, terrorizing the nation as millions of smokers light up. Anyone enjoying what?
Sorry, that sentence there. The evil cancer villain has been lurking in the shadows.
You can imagine it sort of like this, in the top hat going, yeah. Anyone enjoying an episode of Mad Men will be shocked at the amount of cigarettes the actors go through in one scene alone. 50 years ago, smoking was boasted as a symbol of power, confidence, and just a hint of sex appeal. Oh yeah, baby. Cigarettes were pushed in magazines, billboards, newspapers. Even in living memory, we can all remember that, like the John Player, F1 cars, all that sort of stuff. Marlboro sponsoring people. It was everywhere. However, when the Surgeon General's 1964 report came out denouncing cigarettes as a health hazard, anti-tobacco efforts were organised to hinder people's ability to smoke, such as higher taxes on tobacco, non-smoking areas, and funding for stop-smoking programs. According to recent studies reported in the Journal of the American Medical Association, anti-smoking campaigns have saved as much as 8 million lives over the last 50 years. And it just goes on, blah, 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 blah. Smoking has decreased by 58%, hovering at 18%, while the life expectancy has increased by 1.5 years for women and 2 years for men. While lung cancer rates have decreased, vaping has increased. New smoking alternatives have flooded the market, like e-cigarettes, and gaining popularity by leaps and bounds. We know that. Many believe tobacco-free alternative cigarettes are beneficial to public health and completely eliminating second-hand smoke and aiding the decrease in lung cancer. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on to the, I'll find the point now, where there is estimated that there are more vapors in America than smokers. And this was from January. Let me just try and find that a little bit now. Nope, I can't find it because these figures are in step for blah 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 blah. I can't find it. Can you find it, Davey?
I can't find out. I'm looking, mate.
Reggie, you lied to me. But either way, it's a pretty good article. Even if you just take it on the...
It is. I've just noticed a bit here, actually, that e-cigarettes have been a stepping stone for helping people to quit smoking. I wouldn't go that far. It's not smoking cessation, is it? But nothing works. Nicotine gum patches, Champix, and cold turkey were able to help her kick the habit. Then she picked up an e-cigarette. Within a few weeks, she kicked the habit for good.
Within 4 days, man, I was off the fags entirely. That was 2 years ago.
It took me about 2 weeks, and that was over 2 years ago.
Dave the Rayon, I believe. Oh God, the answer will be on to that one. E6 calls bum leakage. Can you imagine Ryan McKee saying that? E6 calls bum leakage. You may get diarrhea. Bubblegum.
Oh, we're not talking about poo again, are we?
Yeah, why not? It's always a good sort of staple for the rest of the show. I mean, we've only got a little bit left, so we can always just talk about poop. But no, seriously, I thought it was a great... Given the age of the article...
Yeah.
That's evidently from January. Lung cancer decreases as vaping increases.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, America is all up in arms, going, "Oh no, e-cigarettes are going to cause you to die. You won't want to die. Die now. Yeah, you won't want to die."
But again, Andy, it goes back to what we were talking about last week with the guys on the ground, the doctors and the nurses, who are fully behind e-cigarette use. They'd much rather see people using e-cigarettes than using tobacco. Why don't these people listen to them?
Because they're the ones that they pay to do the dirty work. It doesn't matter what they think; they just clean up the mess.
Yeah.
From Mother Dawson, who's had a heart attack and she's got all drips and everything everywhere, and there's blood squirting everywhere. That's what they do. Their opinion doesn't count, clearly, because no matter how much they say this, e-cigs are brilliant. Yeah, I have a customer. He comes in, he buys in bulk, usually around about once a month, sort of thing. And he is a surgeon of sorts. And we had a really, really interesting conversation once he realised sort of my level of knowledge about e-cigs and how they've helped him. He's surgeon, he's done his diligence, he's done his dues, he's paid his price, he's done the whole uni thing, become a surgeon and all the practice and everything.
Yeah.
We all know a lot of hard work goes into that. And he's just like, dude, this stuff's the biz. Well, obviously he didn't say that because, he's a fairly well-to-do fellow. But, he was completely down with this stuff. And it's like, well, okay, I can understand not listening to the nurses, the porters, and the sort of frontline doctors. This guy's a surgeon. Clearly knows what the hell he's talking about, and you're not listening to him. What the hell is wrong? Oh, yeah, money.
There we go again.
Got some more comments. Spirituous vapes. Slow down. Kicked cigarettes for good, but not the habit. Remember, we switch. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Every time somebody comes to buy a new thing, they go, "I want to quit cigarettes." I always say, "Well, you're not quitting using an e-cigarette. You're just switching your delivery method." Leanna Lawless. How about the research that pictures of mouth cancer shown to non-smokers saying e-cigs cause that, and they believed and told everyone e-cigs cause cancer? An FDA-approved label made them think e-cigs were good. Erring on the side of offence here. That's because some people, the general public, aren't smart. And if the government...
Which is what we need to educate people. That's what it's all about. Get the word out there. If you see someone using an e-cig, talk to them.
I do.
Doesn't matter if it's a cigarette or whatever it is they're using. Speak to them.
I was stuck in the middle of in a huge traffic jam on the M25 going through past Heathrow, and a dude pulled up next to me, had an IPv2 and a plume van on top of him. I was like, "Hey, there's another vapor. Oh, all right, mate." I talked to him for about 5 minutes. Dude, I'll talk to anybody anywhere, mate, because I'm weird like that.
We have noticed that. We have noticed.
Shut up, you.
No, but seriously though, seriously, I've noticed. I live, as you know, Andy, in a fairly small little village, and I'm seeing more and more people using e-cigs now than I've ever seen around here. And word is getting out there. But it's when I see someone using it, I don't just walk past and go, "Oh, look, using an e-cig." I stop and speak to them about it. And I'll say to them, "Oh, what are you using there? And what have you got in it? And how are you finding it? And everything like that."
Absolutely.
Just engage and tell them what's going on.
Absolute bare minimum I do is this. The mod salute. And
Oh, yeah, I've done that before as well, yeah.
I've always wanted to say that on VTTV.
Actually, no, saying that right, I was in the pub the other day watching the Mersey Derby, and we sat there with my family and my friends, and there was a guy over the other side of the pub. It's a vape-friendly pub, and he was vaping, and I was over there, and I was vaping. He was like, "Yeah, man."
What's that?
Yeah.
It's the mod
Yeah,
salute, man. We've got to make that a national thing. The mod salute, ladies
The
and
mod
gentlemen.
salute.
All you
You
got to
heard
do
it
is
there
if you see
first.
somebody. Yeah, if you see somebody using a device in public, you just got to go, "Sir." Just give a little nod.
Yeah. I agree
Stand
with that.
together, people. Stand together. And it's. Oh my God, we've only got 8 minutes left, Davey.
Oh, blimey, we better go into next week then, haven't we?
It's just flown by, hasn't it? And
That's a
there's,
touch, yeah.
there's the team worried we didn't have enough.
Oh. Oh.
No faith
Well,
in
we
the
didn't. Let's
boys.
face it, we filled it.
Yeah, we waffled. Yeah, waffle is good. They're waffly versatile.
Oh, dear.
Bit of a dish. Right, oh, hang on, have we got another... Oh, God, hang on. Dave the Rail, the e-cig industry is going past the Wild West phase to the mainstream. That'll be when it's too big to ban. Yeah, I agree. We need to hit that
Yeah.
tipping point soon. Push, recruit. Bring people
Let's
to-
go.
We have really nice flavoured juices. Bubblegum. Right, what's going on the rest of the week then, Davey? Do you want to try it again this week? We've done a bit of rehearsal.
Oh, shall I try it again? Because I'll mess it up. You know I will.
Gives me an excuse to rip the hell out of you.
Yeah, great. Exactly. Right. Okay, Andrew. I'll do it. Right, so Tuesday night we have Vapor Scene with Marco. Wednesday night we have the show with No Name with Matt. Thursday night is the Haze Hour. Friday night we don't have anything. Saturday night we don't have anything. Sunday night this week we don't have anything, but hopefully Dave Kitson will be back on the 12th of October, and it's back to us on Monday. But every night is, Andy,
OF4 Radio!
and I do believe we have a trailer, do we not?
Yes, we do. Roll VT.
RY4 Radio.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It's good, isn't it?
Mostly because I'm in it as well. Yeah. But
So
there's
can you
another thing
explain
we're
what's
forgetting.
happening on every night on RY4?
Every night on my call. Well, we'll start off with Monday night. Straight after tonight's show, there'll be my dear friend Reginald Shaja-Verbeck with his Honky Tonkin Hour. Tuesday nights, we've got another good friend of mine, Solid Rob Taylor. Very, very, very good rock and roll music, man. I'll tell you what, that guy's got the tunes, and he's even got some exclusives as well. Perhaps not this week, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him for a little while, but he managed to snag a little deal. Wednesday nights is, of course, Nikki Tranter with her Juicy Bits. Hey. Thursday night is he's that ginger fella, isn't it?
Oh, what's his name? Karen.
Carrot Milker. Carrot. No. That's it. Darren Bloody Johnson with the Twiglet, or DJ Bobo, as we like to call him, with the Twiglet sound. Friday nights is Lock-In with Tim Boniface. And of course, Saturdays is the Saturday set, usually with Gaz, but he's I think he's moving house at the moment, so it could be a randomly selected DJ. And on Sundays, it's me with my eclectic mix of rubbish and the Johns. And of course, that brings us lastly to another bit of entertainment for you all on a Saturday night.
Oh,
Yeah.
we spoil you lot, don't we?
We do,
Oh.
we do, because we want to entertain you.
Absolutely.
Performing Monkeys, well, he is anyway. I'm an ape, I suppose. Which is Saturday Night Shenanigans, and I just want to ask, do we have the video? Because it got an all-round thumbs up, by the way. Either one, it doesn't really matter. We don't know.
Oh,
That's a shame. Both of them are really, really good. But Saturday Night Shenanigans, 9 o'clock on mrdesvapor.co.uk. Tune in to, well, you'll see an old face on VGTV. Jim Maitland, the Kraken. Myself, Reggie as well. Ryan Todd Taylor, Mr. Desvapor himself, Mr. Fantastic. And we just talk absolute tripe. And we swear. And occasionally I'll wear it.
Yeah, you can get away with the swearing on that show, can't you?
We do get away with murder, actually, to be fair.
Oh, not that far. Steady on.
Well, sometimes we do murder a juice. Anyway.
Right, can I
that's
just
your
point out? Sorry,
entertainment.
I've just seen a comment in our chat in Skype from Sav. I did the e-signal. Oh, it's gone. Apparently, she did the e-signal to someone when she was in the car.
Excellent. Well
Yes.
done.
Everybody, the e-signal. And I believe. Go on, sorry.
There'll be a slew of assaults now from people like in the chat going around like, "Hey, what's up?" And there's get punched in the face with like, "What the hell are you doing?" Nah, salute them anyway. We're being friendly.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, that's nearly done, man. I
That's
haven't
it,
sold
huh?
you yet.
That has flown by.
It has. I'm totally blown away by the fact that they had no faith in us. No
Why?
faith. I'm mildly offended, actually, Mr. Malik,
Why?
because they had no faith in us. Yeah, no faith.
Actually, yeah.
But we talk to each other every day. I mean, I don't know why. I hate you.
I hate you too, man. I mean,
There's that insult.
look at your hair, dude.
Look at your hair.
I have
Yeah.
not.
Action man looks. All you need now is a little slice
G.I.
of
Joe.
evil eye action going on. You ain't no G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe would be cool.
We got to stop being married and wind up.
Right, okay. Go ahead, Andy, you can finish it off. No, I'll
Ladies and
rephrase
gentlemen.
that. You can end the show.
Giggling. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again for tuning in to us. Remember, guys, there's always something on somewhere in the UK, 4x4 Radio, vaporcharles.tv, and mrdesvapor.co.uk. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow night. We'll see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Vaping nod.